Hi, I'm Janessa, recording again for the BrokeFeed podcast, and today I'm going to be talking about my drunk stories and what I learned from them, because I have a good handful of those. So I haven't been getting drunk, like, very often, like, not in my younger days of drinking, but I do have some really interesting stories from, like, about the time I was, I think, a little bit past 15, maybe 16, to just recently. So, and I'm not gonna be talking about every single time this has happened, because there's been a lot of instances where it wasn't a very positive experience. But yeah, so I think the first time I've had something relatively interesting happen when I was consuming alcohol was with one of my friends. We smashed a mixed drink, and I had a glass of wine, and we thought it was a great idea to go right on ahead and build a tower of pennies with hot glue and just stick it on a piece of paper. And yeah, we weren't really trying to accomplish anything with that. But I thought it would be a good idea to touch it, forgetting that metal conducts heat. So I just grabbed it. I'm like, ow, that really friggin' hurt. And yeah. So, you know, you make a lot of dumb choices when you're inebriated. And luckily that was kind of all that happened with that. My friend then read me a bunch of gay fan fiction from Wattpad, and that was absolutely hilarious. So I think the time after that, yeah, I didn't really get drunk really after that. I mean, I think there was Pride Prom. No, it was after Pride Prom. I had some vodka. I think that was... Oh, no, that was before. Okay, so it was before this. Backtrack a little bit. First time getting absolutely smashed, I had some vodka after Pride Prom, you know, just to be like, oh yeah, I'm so cool, I'm drinking, yeah. And I drank all of it right before bed. And I got really drunk, and I didn't know what was going on. So I kept, like, slamming my hand against, like, my bedpost because I couldn't feel anything. And I was texting one of my friends, and I couldn't make sense of anything that I said, and I kept having to, like, get up to go to the bathroom, and I'd just, like, hit my leg on this little fence thing that we had for my dogs. Yeah, that was a whole mess. And then I woke up with my first hangover, and, you know, best way to take care of that is not threading your eyebrows, going up for a nice sub, and consuming a lot of water. That was one of my first lessons. If you are drinking, whatever age you're drinking at, I do not advise drinking young because it's not good for you, but always consume water when you're consuming alcohol. Always consume as much water as you are consuming alcohol, because that will just mess you up the next day. Let me see. I should have made notes for this, but I didn't. I think the time after that, I'm going to get into some of the more recent stuff. So, like, I think the summer following my senior year of high school, I had a lot of shenanigans. What did I do? I went and hung out with some of my friends a couple times. We went behind the sand dunes. We were doing shots of Jack. And then we went to, what is it? The harbor. Yeah, we went to the harbor. And we went to go check out some stuff that was around there. While being very, very inebriated. Things were closing, and we're just like, yeah, cool, we're gonna go to the gift shop and check it out. So I was sending people pictures of me in, like, parrot hats and stupid sunglasses, and I had no conscious, like, recollection of that. And then since my friend was not in the state of mind to drive yet, we just kind of walked back to the beach and went through my Tinder and listened to some 80s music. That was pretty nice. Pretty fun. And going through Tinder while drunk, I recommend and don't recommend, because your confidence is up, but you do not remember what you send. So I was texting, like, I was sending messages to girls and I had no idea what was going on. And I get responses back just being like, oh yeah, you know, that was a good pickup line, or like, oh yeah, I'm so smashed right now too, and just stuff like that. And it was really funny. And I don't think we went through his. I don't know if he had one at the time, but yeah, we went through mine, listened to some 80s music and just talked. And once he was able to drive again, we stopped by McDonald's, got like a 40-pack of chicken nuggets, and then went to a park for like 2 hours. And yeah, it was a pretty good night. You know, only thing I really drew from that is don't go through Tinder while drunk, or do go through Tinder while you're drunk. If you're not a confident person normally, like I am, go through Tinder drunk. Yeah, so I think after that, I had another time. We went to the same kind of place. And I think we were drinking that time as well. And then we went to Arroyo and also got inebriated. And then I don't recommend this. Do not get in cars with people that are inebriated, but my friend lived not too far away. So we went to McDonald's, got a 50-pack of nuggets, a McFlurry, a big soda, you know, stuff like that. And then I think we just ate it in the car and then went back to his house, and that was the night. So drunk foods, always McDonald's, always McDonald's. And just another thing that I learned for myself is just don't get in the car with people that are inebriated. I mean, they might be fine to drive, but it's still kind of sketchy and, you know, never a good time. I mean, if you're inebriated, you can't really tell, but still not a wise idea. Let me see. What did I do after that? You know, I've been pretty good about I don't know if I've been pretty good about not consuming alcohol, or not consuming alcohol with people, but what'd I do? Oh, okay, so again, more recent. I haven't been drinking just for my own well-being, but since the start of some of the breaks that I've been having and hanging out with kind of an older crowd, we've been like hanging out and drinking at, you know, places that would be fun to drink at. So what did we do? We went to, I think the first thing that we did was I hung out with them. These next, like, I think 4 or so month stories are going to be about the same group of people, but we all went to Universal, and the first time that we went, I was just babysitting them while they were drunk, and it was really funny. Like, it's so entertaining watching, you know, drunk people just run around and do crazy stuff at Universal. But the second time I joined them in their escapades, because we had someone else to supervise. Always make sure you have someone to supervise while you're freaking drunk. Like, it's scary when you don't. But yeah, so we were all pretty inebriated. I kind of didn't have any idea what was going on. I was tripping at Harry Potter. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. It's so big castles and stuff. And the heck was that? You ruined my groove. But yeah, so that was a good time, you know, tripping on Harry Potter. And I think what we did was we just had some Ciroc before we got in. So by the time we got out of the park, everyone was okay to drive, and we'd eat, and that would kind of lower the effect of the alcohol. But the rides that we did go on while we were completely out of it was freaking hilarious. We got on the tram, we were all yelling and like, woo, King Kong, like stuff like that. It was so funny. And again, you know, supervision. That's probably the biggest thing that I've learned about hanging out with these guys. I think the time after that we hung out was at my house. We had like a little pool party, and we were all hanging out and having some little drinks and stuff. And I think I got drunk. I can hardly recall what was going on. But yeah, so we were hanging out at the pool. I don't recommend drinking at pools, by the way. I didn't get drunk at my pool. Like, I was drunk by the time we got to a safe place. But I was drinking at said pool. And we all got we were playing Marco Polo in the pool, like being kind of tipsy, maybe a little bit less than tipsy, and just hanging out, having a good time. We got back to my house and I was like 2 sheets to the wind, super freaking drunk. One of them stopped drinking, the other one was drinking with me. And that was so funny. My family was playing Guitar Hero. We were all singing and stuff, and I think we ended up watching Bad Moms, which was an interesting experience, and eating cookie dough straight out of the tub, so that was pretty fun. Thing that I got out of that was just supervision. You know, drinking with friends is always better than drinking by yourself, and not drinking by pools. Don't drink by bodies of water. It's really dangerous. Yeah, and I think the last time, this is, I think, the most recent time that I can recall that I got absolutely drunk at. And this is the worst that I've ever been. So again, I've been on kind of a bit of a break from using alcohol. And I haven't the slightest clue what my tolerance is. So I was just taking some pretty hefty vodka shots. And it didn't hit me very quickly. It took a very long time to hit. And when it did, I was so out of it. I was texting people. I didn't remember texting them. I think the 2 things that I can remember out of that whole thing was a McDonald's sign and throwing up. Yeah, that was the first time that I threw up while I was drinking. Definitely doesn't feel good, but when you can't remember it, I mean, it's not too much of a bother. But yeah, I definitely knew my limit there, and thankfully my family wasn't like too bugged out about it. They're just like, okay, just wanted to make sure you're being safe. My friends were pretty cool about it too. They're just like, dude, you kept saying you're super fucked up and like you just wanted an ice cream cone. It was really funny. I'm like, oh my god, so embarrassing. But when you're drinking like that, I highly recommend not going into public, because that is just problematic for everyone around you. Like, there's babysitting drunk people, and then there's babysitting drunk people, like, and it's not a good time. So yeah, I was mostly contained at home, and it was fine, and I hardly remember anything that happened, but I wasn't very hungover the next day. I had my Starbucks, and I went right off to school. That was fine. But yeah, I'm probably missing a couple, but those are the big fun ones that I'm sure everyone will get a laugh out of. But yeah, biggest things when drinking, like I'd like to think I have a pretty good amount of experience with liquor, but the biggest thing that I'm trying to get out of these stories is some sort of lesson, and it's just drink responsibly. Like, don't drive, don't get in the car with someone that's driving, even if that's your only option. I'm confident a parent or another friend will pick you up. Uber's a thing that exists. I haven't gotten kidnapped yet from Uber, which is cool. Poison, none of that, we're chilling. And just being careful of your surroundings, like making sure you're with people you trust. If you're in public, you're not too far gone so you can tell what's going on, and just being safe. So not around bodies of water, open places that you can fall off of. Like, there's so many things that can go wrong with drinking, and that's not a risk that you should take. So just be prepared before if you know you're gonna get drunk, be prepared. Like, be prepared for any of the things that can happen, and just be careful, be safe, and look out for yourself, even if you don't feel like you can. Yeah, so I think that's all I have to say on that topic. I hope that this was amusing, and that you got something out of it, and yeah, I'll see you next time.